Hello students, so this is the practical list for recursion, and in this video we are going to perform the third and fourth practical, that is to find sum of 1 to n numbers and to find sum of odd numbers in between 1 to n numbers, right? So basically we have already performed this kind of programs using loop, but now in this practical we are going to perform this program using recursion. But before going through my IDE, I would like to show you something. I would like to show you the logic of this program, right? So you know that if I want sum of 4, that means I want to add 4 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1, right? So what exactly is this 3 plus 2 plus 1? This is nothing but sum of 3. Now, you know that from the sum of 3, that is 3 plus 2 plus 1, this is nothing but sum of 2. So, from this 2 plus 1, this is nothing but sum of 1. I hope you guys understand this concept. So, this entire thing, if I want to write it as, so I can say that sum of 4 is nothing but 4 plus sum of 3. So this sum of 3 will be called, where sum of 3 is 3 plus sum of 2. Here the sum of 2 will be called, so the sum of 2 is 2 plus sum of 1. When my computer will see or my compiler will see there is 1 over here, it will just return answer 1. So here answer will be 1. So entire answer will be 2 plus 1, that is 3. That will be returned as answer where the function called. Where the function is called over here, this sum of 3. So here 3 will be returned, so the total answer equal to 6. So this answer is being returned where the function is called. Where it is called? In sum of 4. So here 6 will be returned. Now the entire answer will be 10, and this 10 will be returned where sum of 4 is called. Who called sum of 4? The main function. So here inside main we will have 10 as an answer, right? So this is how sum function can be implemented using recursion. So let me erase everything, and now let me go to my IDE in order to perform this practical. So if you understand the practical of factorial using recursion, then it will be very easy for you to understand this practical as well. So in my new program I am writing include stdio dot h int main. Inside this I am writing return 0. Here first of all I would like to show you without using any kind of functions. So I am writing I, then int, and then user is going to enter some value. So printf enter the value of n, and here user will be able to enter using scanf. So %d here and I am using loop for I equal to 1, I is less than, or say I equal to 5, I is less than or equal to, I is greater than 0, I minus minus, and inside this I am doing sum equal to, or say s equal to s plus I, right? So every time I am adding, and at the end I am writing printf /n sum is %d, and here answer is s, right? So this is how we can implement it without using anything, any function. So if I compile this program and enter 4, you can see 15 is the answer. Is it true? 4, okay. So I am starting with 5, I with 5, but it should be n, right? So whatever value entered by user, I am going to start with that value only. So start with 4, answer is 10. So this is correct answer. Now what if I want to use a function? I can use a function int sum sum, and here I am passing int a, and inside this a I am just copying this entire value. So I am just cut it and copy it over here. Now I want s, I don't want n over here because it will be a only, so print, or here also I don't want this, so I am just cutting it and pasting it over here. Here n will be there, so user will be able to enter a value, and here I am going to call sum of n, right? So sum of n. Now inside this I am using loop. So loop will be starting with a, and greater than 0 it will add the value of s, and here it will return s, right? So now you can also declare s over here because this s is having scope from this s is having scope inside main only, and this s is having scope inside sum only. So you can also have similar names. So let me show you. So if I am writing s equal to sum of n, save this program, compile it and run it, you can see if I am entering 4, I am getting 10 as the answer. But now you must know that inside this main function I cannot add another s variable, right? So two variables must not have the same name in their scope, but here I can use the same variable as. So this s, the above s is having different address. So we are having both addresses, both of having some different scope. So this s is visible only inside this function, and this s is visible only inside this function. So make sure that you understand that. But to avoid any kind of confusion, I am giving different names over here so that it will not be more confusing for you. So here it is S1. Right. So here it is S1. Let me save this program. But now I want to perform this program using recursion. How I can use recursion? So recursion is a substitute of loop. So whenever you are using recursion, you have to eliminate the loops, right? So you can use conditional statements for that, but you don't need to use loops. So what I am going to do, I am checking first if value entered, that is a equal to 1 or not. If it is 1, I am going to return simply 1. Otherwise, I am going to return n plus sum of, or say, sorry, a plus sum of a minus 1. I hope you guys are understanding that what I am going to do, and to make sure to avoid any kind of errors, let me just put the brackets for that, right? So you know that I have not changed anything inside this int main because recursion deals with the function itself. So inside function definition, I am again calling some function. Let me show you if it is giving me correct output or any kind of error. So it compiled correctly and running correctly, and then if I am entering 4, it is giving me answer 10. If I am again compiling it and running it, it is giving me answer, and if I enter 5, it is giving me answer 50. So the program is correct, but now we have implemented it using the recursion. Now what changes is to be done in order to perform a practical in which I am, summing up the odd numbers in between range 1 to n. So let me write the aim over here. So here it will be sum of odd numbers between the range 1 to n, right? So I want to add whatever the odd numbers are in between range of n. So what cases should be there in order to understand this? So let me open my whiteboard first. So there are basically two cases for n, right? So suppose I want to find 1 to 4. I want to add, or let me say not 4 but some bigger number. So let me just say 1 to 10, right? So what will be the answer? 1 plus 3 plus 5 plus 7 plus 9, right? So here when the last number, that is n, is even number, I am going to do sum of n minus 1, that is 9. I am going till 9 only, right? But what if user have entered n as an odd number? If user have entered say 9, then the sum will be 1 plus 3 plus 5 plus 7 plus 9. So here n was 10, here n equal to 9. So when the case of even I am going to do sum equal to n minus minus 1, and here if the case is odd, then I am going to do sum of n. I hope you guys are understanding this generalized formula. So inside main itself, I am going to check if user have entered even number or odd number. If user have entered even number, then I am going to call sum of n minus 1. Otherwise, I am going to call sum of n. Now, let me show you this logic using my IDE. So inside this, let me erase the extra code. Inside this also, let it be as it is. So inside this, I am checking if n equal to or say n modulo 2 equal to 0, that is even number, then I am going to call S1 equal to sum of n minus 1. Don't worry, we are going to change logic inside this as well to only add the odd numbers, but right now just understand the logic in main. In else part, I am going to write S1 equal to sum of n, right? So either it will be sum of n or n minus 1, which will be decided by the value of n, whether it is even or odd. And at the end, I am going to printf slash n sum of odd numbers in between the range of 1 to %d is %d, where 1 to n, and then here it will be S1, right? I hope you guys are understanding this concept. But now what happened over this? If sum of 9 is called, 9 will be copied to A, and then it will just do this thing, right? So now what logic should be implemented inside this? So for that, let me open my IDE, let me open my whiteboard again. Here you can see what I am going to do. Once I am done with 9, that suppose it calls sum of 9, right? So after that, 9 plus, can I say that now you have to find sum of 7? So what it will be do? 9 plus 7 plus sum of 5, right? So 9 plus 7 plus 5 plus sum of 3, right? So here also 3 plus sum of 1s. Now when the it encounter 1, it will just execute, stop executing the program. Similarly for this, here value of n was 9. Here value of n minus 1 is calculated, and that's why I have used n minus 1. I hope you guys are understanding this logic, because at the end it will be a number in this brackets, right? So at the end it's all about this number. This number matters, not n minus 1. So here I can see this number, how I can get this number. So let me just erase everything and implement this logic in my IDE. So every time if a equal to 1, I am going to return 1, else I am going to return sum of a minus 2. Let me save this program, compile it and run it. If I am entering 5, that means n is the odd number, so it will have to calculate 1 plus 3 plus 5, that is 9. Let me show you if answer is correct or not. You can see the answer is correct, right? So now let me just enter some kind of even number. So if I enter even number, say 10, so answer should be same. So if I am entering even number, that is say 6 over here, so it should be 1 plus 3 plus 5, right? So that is answer is 9 only, right? But now we are covering each of the cases, and this is the code for that program. If you have not understand this code, please go through the video again and try to understand the logic behind this. This is how we can perform the program of adding odd numbers in between the range of 1 to n using recursion. If you have any doubt, you can comment below the comment section and ask me. See you in the next class. Thank you so much.